In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best point guard build for Rec and ProAm in NBA 2K23. If you're new to the channel, my name is Lance, and I'm the head coach for Bucks Gaming. So to start this build off, we're going to select point guard position. And then for your body settings, you're going to go 6'3". You're going to go 170. You're going to go 6'9". We're going to do slight for your body shape. Now for the attributes, I'll raise them at the levels that I think they need to be, and then I'll kind of break down why you do this, and then we'll get into the badges. So close shots can be a 52, driving layups going to be a 77, driving dunks going to be a 93. And so here I'll kind of dive into the badges a little bit here, just to explain what I'm trying to do here, and then I'll tell you what badges we'll equip later in the video. But make sure you stay to the end of the video, because the +4 have to be added in a specific way for this build to work. So if you don't watch the badge part, then this part's not going to make much sense, and you're going to think it's probably a bad build. So for this build, we're going to have 93 driving dunk, be able to get really good contact dunks. I think the contact dunks are, of course, overpowered right now, so unless a patch comes out, driving the lane is always a good thing. You're going to get gold posterizer, get gold limitless, gold slithery, and so right now we only have 16 badges, but like I said earlier, we'll fix that with the +4. So we'll be able to get quite a bit of finishing badges with this build, and it's going to be really strong attacking the lane. 77 driving layup isn't great, but it's makeable if you get taken out of dunk animations, and then the 52 close shot is just up because of the... And now for shooting, so for shooting, we're going to go to a 92 three-pointer, and then we're going to go to a 76 free throw. So some of the badges that we're looking to get in shooting, of course, all the tier 3 badges are great. Deadeye is not the best, I would say, but the other ones are really good to get. And so we'll be able to get most of those. And with a 92 three-pointer, you're going to be able to make a lot of shots as long as you know your jump shot. But 92 is a really good threshold to get to unlock these badges. As you can tell, at 91, you don't get limitless range gold. Limitless range gold, in my opinion, is a must-need badge. Mid-range isn't great, but if you know your jump shot well, and a few badges we'll add later, it's going to really help you make a lot of your mid-range jump shots, of course, if that's in your play style. But this is a great shooting badge setup, in my opinion, for this build. Now for playmaking, we're going to go to a 96 ball handle. We're going to go to an 85 pass accuracy. We're going to go to 87 speed with ball. So start with pass accuracy. I just think that this is the threshold in order to get great speed, like the passes have speed on them to get to where you want them to go. Anything lower than this, like 82 is kind of the threshold to stay in that good range, but I would say make sure as a point guard you stay at the 85. 86, you can unlock a few more badges if you want to go that route. But 85, I think, is only the threshold that you need to stay at. 96 ball handle is for Hall of Fame clamp breakers. So if you don't like clamp breaker, which if you're a point guard, you should be running clamp breaker. But 96, I wanted to get the Hall of Fame level. That's probably one of the best tier 3 badges, except for handles for days. And so I think it's a must-have badge, in my opinion. And as you can tell with this build, we do get Hall of Fame unpluckable. It's going to be needed. These locks right now with the 99 steel and the animations that they're getting. Just make sure to try to get a build where you have a Hall of Fame unpluckable, and then if it gets patched, this build might still hopefully be overpowered, but maybe it could be able to handle gold unpluckable. But Hall of Fame right now is needed. And then 87 speed with ball. 87 speed with ball isn't really tied to your speed or anything, so we'll get into those in a little bit, but 87 is going to be definitely fast enough. And as you know right now with testing that's being done on some other pages or YouTube channels, that the 6'8" and 6'9" speed is the same kind of the ability to move as shorter players' speed. So even with a super high, say 95 speed with ball, you'll feel it a little bit, but it's not much of a different than other ones. So we don't need it to be super high. This is going to be able to get you the movement you need to get open. And then with defense, so this is where people aren't going to like this, but for defense, we're going to go a 49 perimeter. We're going to go a 30 block, and we're going to go a 35 defensive rebound. So this build is not going to have any defense. So if you're playing Rec and ProAm with this build, it needs to play in the corner. So if you want to build that is going to be able to play on the wing and cover ball handlers and all that stuff, then this is definitely not the build for you. So sorry you had to wait this long to find out, but this build 100% has to play in the corner. And really has a lot of power to be able to be an offensive weapon. So like I said, with the 16, 23, and 27, playmaking, finishing, and shooting badges. It's just really going to be like an offensive type build just because scoring is so hard in this game. Then for your physicals, to wrap it up, 79 speed, we're going to go 85 acceleration. We're going to go at 85 vertical and a 95 stamina. So with speed is not tied into your speed with ball. And so this is just speed off ball. So it's your defensive movements, your off ball movements. You have a 79 speed. It's enough to work with. Is it amazing? No, but it's definitely enough to work with, especially with you just guarding corner. And then as a point guard, you're only going to be an off ball in a few situations. 85 acceleration is tied into your speed with ball, and 85 acceleration is going to be plenty enough to in order for you to get a lot of your kind of quick animations that you want to get. 85 vertical, you need to have your dunk packages, so this meets all the requirements in order to get the really good dunk packages. And then 95 stamina is just to really make sure that your build, has enough stamina to make your shots, to make your dunks, all those types of things. So now we'll get into the takeovers. So for your takeovers, I'll show you all of them. It gets a lot of good ones, pretty much all the ones you want. This is my recommended one, pull-up precision and limitless range. I just think as this build is so good, like attacking the lane and finishing, that you really need to be able to kind of balance it with your ability to shoot, so that way the defense can't just kind of key in on what you're doing. So I think pull-up precision with Agent 3, leaning and fading threes are like really broken right now. So pull-up precision, like my go-to. And then limitless range, again, be able to stretch the defense out. If the locks or the centers are playing under screens and things like that, be able to step farther back and hit your shots. And another good setup, in my opinion, is to do either finishing moves or easy blow-bys if you want to really just attack the lane a lot. But I think limitless should stay as your secondary takeover. So with that, we'll get into the badges. Of course, starting with finishing. But again, like I said, our +4 is, we got to know where to put those in this build. And I've already figured out the exact way where they have to be in order to get the most out of this. And so this is like a very key part to this build, is understanding where these need to go to unlock some of these badges that we can get. Because if you stopped at the beginning, let's say you didn't make it to this point, you're going to think that the build is kind of incomplete. So we're going to start with Giant Slayer here. So Giant Slayer, I'm going to go gold. I'm going to go bronze acrobat, silver fearless finisher. I'm going to go silver limitless, uncore it. I'm going to go silver bronze posterizer. So this is where your first +1 is going to kick in. And how this is going to work is you're going to take your limitless, added the +1 to make it gold. You're going to core the gold, and then you can get gold posterizer or core gold posterizer, whichever way. Now you'll have 2 gold tier 3 badges, or if you like slithery, whatever. But these are the 2 that you definitely need. And then fearless finisher, the reason why I have it is if you get taken out of any of those dunk animations, like the quick drop animations you should equip, fearless is going to help you finish in the lane. Acrobat, it's there. I'm not saying it needs to be added. So if you're a point guard who uses layup timing, I would suggest at least Pro Touch bronze. But myself, I do not. And so I'm going to have bronze acrobat. And then the same thing with Giant Slayer. I don't think it needs to be gold, but there's not any like great badges here, maybe aerial. And so I'm going to leave Giant Slayer on gold for now. So that'll finish up the finishing badges, and that'll be your first +1 that you're going to add. So for shooting, we're going to go guard up gold, mini magician bronze, volume shooter bronze, gold amped. We're going to take Agent 3 gold, and we're going to core it. That's going to be able to take limitless range to gold. And now you have 6 left over, but this is where your other +1 is going to be added to get gold blinders. And so you add that, you get gold blinders. This is a really, really good shooting setup, in my opinion. And another good badge is clutch shooter. So if you want to take guard up down to silver, add clutch shooter. It's another really good badge, in my opinion. This isn't a green machine ran build at all. So if you want green machine, again, you can take guard up down, you can take midi off, you can take this off, and you'll be able to add it just to bronze. But in my opinion, I don't think it's needed necessarily. Some people might disagree with that, but this is the best shooting badge setup, in my opinion, for, just really being able to shoot the ball from anywhere. And then, just, in my opinion, having the best badge setup that you can get. So playmaking, we have 27. So we're going to go Hall of Fame Hyperdrive, Hall of Fame Quick First Step, Hall of Fame Unpluckable. We're going to Hall of Fame Clamp Breaker, core this, and then we're going to get gold Handle for Days. So this is where your +2 is going to be added out of your +4. So you added 1 in finishing, 1 in shooting, and now 2 is going to go here. And since we have 2 still left over, it's going to give us 4. So with 3 are going to go into bailout, and then 1 is going to go into needle threader. and that is, in my opinion, must-have badges. So you're going to have hyperdrive, which again activates still in the half court as you attack the lane. Quick first steps, must-have for point guard, just to get those quick burst animations. Hall of Fame Unpluckable, probably the most needed badge right now in the game. In order to stop those locks from really just ripping the ball from you, this badge really helps that. Plant Breaker Hall of Fame, I think, is underrated in my opinion. I think this badge is just right up there with Hall of Fame and Unpluckable on like must-haves. It's just really going to make sure that you can get through the defense and not really like having those like bump animations. Handles for Days, of course, is needed for stamina purposes, so you can spam dribble and still have enough stamina to shoot. Bailout, every point guard is going to end up taking almost a bad shot, so being able to pass out of those accurately is good to save the possessions. And then Needle Threader, I feel like this is the reason why some of the players get frozen in place. I don't think anyone's confirmed it, so if someone has confirmed it, I would love to know. But I think Needle Threader just helps you, negate some of those interceptor badge points in the off-ball situation. So that'll be playmaking. Of course, defense, we've got much to work with, but we're going to go bronze off-ball. I'm going to core it. I'm going to put bronze box out B. So like I said, as a point guard, you're going to be in the corner. Off-ball pass is going to help you hold those cutters as they come, out of the corner. And then box out B, sometimes you might have a center, or maybe you have to come down to the paint. You're not really going to hold a center for long, but even just for half a second, you might allow your center to get the jump while you're trying to box out the other big. And so you can just kind of be playing team ball, but you can kind of add it anywhere you want to with this build. Like I said earlier, my name is Lance. I'm the head coach of Bucks Gaming. I have a Discord link in the description below if you're interested in joining. I could go over NBA 2K League, tips and tricks for NBA 2K23, or if you want to just play the game with myself, I play on both Xbox and PlayStation. The link, like I said, is in the description. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.